mean, did you attend those conference calls last week? How many of you? What do you think is the most magical, most useful, most wonderful button in your phone during those conference calls?
Mute.
Yes, it is the marvelous mute button. God bless Alexander Graham Bell and doubly bless the person who invented this mute button. This mute button is a great help during this conference calls and comes to your rescue during those difficult times, those challenging times, those electrifying times. Once you hit the mute button, you can cut yourself of the world and you can do anything you wish. You can comfortably turn to your colleagues and have an internal discussion. You can dance to your favorite tunes without anyone eavesdropping on them. You can cook cupcakes in the kitchen. You can do anything you want if only you hit the mute button. Happy afternoon, dear Toastmasters and guests. That's the power of hitting mute button. Celebrate mute. This mute button, being in mute, is not only great help during this conference calls, but also in our personal lives. How? How many of you here are married? How many of you will be married? How many of you will be married?
Second.
Oh, so we all fall in the same category. So you would agree with me if I say, forget about changing the world or changing the country. Once you get married, you can't even change the TV channel. Oh. Is my spouse, by the way? Once you get married, you can't even change the TV channel, isn't it?
No.
That is true in most of your life. Say Balaji's case.
For most gents.
That will be true in most of your lives, and that is not true in my case, because it is true in my spouse's case. Me and my spouse are like North Pole and South Pole, different sides of the same coin. He is as tall as a giraffe, whereas I am short. He has 20/20 vision, whereas I can't see without this object. He works in accounting, whereas I am an accountant at home. He drinks Java, whereas I work on Java. I love healthy diet, whereas he loves multi-cuisine restaurant. But I bully him to eat the food prepared at only one hotel, that is our home. The only similarity we have is that we are a couple who are as thin as a toothpick. So, because of this one similarity and 99 dissimilarities, conflicts arose. We were like cat and dog. Hell broke loose often. So, during these arguments, he tried to be Mr. Right and I tried to be Mrs. Always Right. He tried to be Mr. Right and I tried to be Mrs. Always Right. But we both were never right. I understood that I don't have the gift of the gab to win over those arguments with my spouse. I was devastated, depressed and disillusioned. Solution? Any guesses? Solution came from Toastmasters. I happened to listen to a speech given by Toastmaster Srinivas in my home club. He spoke about stop. The stop speech given by Srinivas helped me to stop the arguments with my spouse. How? Srinivas told, stop. Stop. He told, dear Toastmasters and guests, stop for a while. Stop once in a week. Step back and analyze about yourself, your career and your relationship. You'll get great insights in your life. So, I sat down on a Saturday evening to analyze about the Goliath that is ruining the relationship with my spouse. A thought just hit me hard. Even a fish would be safe if he kept his mouth shut. So, I decided to hit the mute button on myself, not on my spouse. So, instead of arguing, I just hit the mute button on myself and gave my spouse a patient hearing. Believe me, it worked wonders on our relationship. The arguments reduced, the fretting, the fuming, and the furies reduced. That's the power of keeping mute button on ourselves and giving someone a patient hearing that applies to all relations, that extends to all relations. God gave us one mouth and 2 ears so that we listen more. That's the power of keeping mute button. Celebrate mute. Well, this mute button, being in mute, is not only about hitting mute button during this conference calls and doing whatever we like. It is not only about hitting the mute button on ourselves and giving someone a patient hearing. It is also about hitting the mute button on our minds and spending some time in silence daily. Did you know Siddhartha became Buddha because he muted himself and spent some time in silence daily? Did you know Steve Jobs rose to greater heights because he spent a lot of time in silence? When Steve Jobs faced a difficult situation, he used to take a break. He was very much renowned for taking long walks and thinking about his problems, and he found great solutions to the problems. That's the power of hitting mute. Spend some time in silence daily, and so you will become the most creative, most wonderful, most extraordinary person in life. And one day you might become Steve Jobs or Beethoven or J.K. Rowling. That's the power of hitting mute button. The least we can do is being silent for 1 minute daily. It is from 11:11 a.m. to 11:12 a.m. It is by installing an application called InfiniMinute in your mobile. So this application lets you stay silent from 11:11 a.m. to 11:12 a.m. Install this application, stay in silence, and realize great differences in life. That's the power of hitting mute button during the conference calls. That's the power of hitting mute button on yourself and giving someone a patient hearing. That's the power of hitting mute button and spending some time in silence daily. So celebrate mute.